Hey, what's going on? Kira, how are you? Thanks for stopping by and saying hello. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Very thoughtful dude you are. Hope you have a lovely evening. Yeah, I'm using Photoshop, sorry. I was just cleaning up my house and didn't feel like getting anything out and was like, hey, what if I use Photoshop? It's just Photoshop, just regular brushes. I'm just using the pencil brush and like the mixer blender brush or something. Oh, what's happening? We getting raided? What? Elite come with the raid with 7 viewers, huh? What's up, Elite? What's up, Ari? Welcome. Have a good day, Ari. Thanks for chilling. Pain. What you mean pain? Your hands hurting from doing the programming? I mean from programming, from from grinding? Back hurts. Dude, go get a fucking massage. One thing I learned too late in life is that massages are maintenance, not luxury. Go get you a massage. And back into live digital. Yeah, that'd be cool. Obscura, I'd like to see it. I got some new sketchbooks and some pens and stuff, but you know, the digital art is cool too. Elite, thanks for raiding and running. I hope you're well, man. It's been a little while. Hopefully we get a chat soon. Take care of your back. It's very important. Very important. Okay. Sketches. Yeah, it looks a little funny, doesn't it? It's just, I mean, it's just not as fun. I'd much rather just drawing on a sheet of paper. See you tomorrow, my guy. It's not as fun. I mean, it's not terrible, but play a little bit more squash here. And that would give me a little more to work with there to find some shading. Not too bad, not too bad, right? Alright, so let's do another one. It's not my favorite pose. Okay, so let's give this a shot. Tough one. Okay. What's up, Jennifer? What's up, Laya? Welcome to the chat. Be sure and like the chat up here and subscribe to the channel. We are doing gesture drawings. I hope you're well. What's up, Madison? Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Madison. Happy birthday, Madison. Yeah, I can see you. Happy birthday to you. Be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Happy birthday. You get free art on your birthday. Oh, this pose is hard. I'm just scribbling humans in poses, just trying to get better at understanding like human form and like speed, like how fast can I get these drawings done. So that's what I'm trying to do, just trying to see how fast I can get some of these drawings done. Hi, Jennifer. How do you draw so good? You just take some time. It's not even that great of a drawing. I'm just scribbling. My whole life, you know. You spend your whole life learning how to make art. I switched to Rebel too, but I still love Sketchbook. All right, take care, Obscura. Is Sketchbook on your iPad? I have an iPad, but I don't often draw on it. Be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the channel. That pose was tough. Don't like that pose. But here's a good easy one. Okay. So maybe like this. I already did. You liked it. Thank you. Happy birthday again. I appreciate you supporting. Let's partial here. Like that. Dun, dun. Nope. Good enough. Can I draw animals? I'll give it a shot. Can you bully me into doing my homework, Finny? If you don't do your homework, I'm gonna come in there. Not only that, but Finny, here's the thing. Just keep doing a little bit at a time. Do a little bit of homework, take a break. Do a little bit of homework, take a break. You know, if you're getting stuck, anticipation sucks, dude. I get it. But do a little homework, take a little break. Do a little homework, take a little. But you don't get to take breaks until you've done a little homework. You know, if you could just find that balance between doing a little homework and taking a little break, you'll be done before you know it. Can I draw a picture of your puppy? Well, here's the thing. I've never seen your puppy before. Can you drop some money in my Venmo account? Is that something you're able to do? Let me ask you that. It's too small for me to see. I'm sorry. Ich Madichan. Hi. 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 How are you? Ichi. I tell you what, Madison, I appreciate you coming in here and saying hello and hanging out with us and making the request. I'm sorry that I can't draw your puppy right now, but I think it was cool that you were brave to make a request. And for that, you should be proud of yourself. So thank you for coming in here and being brave and having an idea and being artistic with me. I appreciate that. Sorry that I can't draw the puppy right now particularly, but I still am very proud of you. Hello, I'm watching this while I'm drawing right now. Well, that's very cool, Quilber Cookie. Be sure and like and subscribe. What kind of stuff do you draw? I have a kitty cat. I have a kitty cat. Oh, maybe that line should go this way. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Okay. Okay, alright, alright, alright. I don't like the way I rendered that. That's a little looser, that's a little looser. One nice thing about working on a computer is like, usually I work in pen, there's no going back. Oh, it's unbuttoned. Anyone in your family have VR? No, I don't. You draw clowns in anime? That's pretty cool. I said your name right, Quilber Cookie? Thank you for noticing. Aiden! Aiden Hall from the moon. What it do? Welcome to the chat. My moon writer. From the moon. Okay, looking for some more poses. Looking for some more poses. Oh yeah, we were gonna try this guy. Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one. Let's try this. Okay. Going this way. Sorry if I'm not completely on top of the chat. I'm drawing, you know. Wilbert. Oh no, it bled through. Hi, Aiden Hall. You have a question? What is your question? Madison, yes, I do watch YouTube. If you're asking me. You should check out my YouTube channel if you like art and you like YouTube. I have a YouTube channel I work pretty hard on. Let's change that. It's kind of rotated this way. And something like that. Oh, I did not do a very good job here on some of this. Oh, what a tough pose. What do you think? Can we see what this is, or is this just nonsense? Look at that, I was able to. Let's move on. Let's not even sweat it. Keep going. Well, this one does. This guy's got some hard poses. Let's try this one. Next time, can you draw Pink Panther? Like and subscribe because you're the best person ever, and you are really. Well, thank you, Madison. Next time, can you Pink Panther? Do I live home alone? What kind of questions are these, Madison? You ask too many personal questions. I'm not mad at you. But come on. Happy you're here. And I'm also happy you're confident enough to get in here and ask you some questions. Good for you. But it's too many. Too many questions. Not away from me. Aiden, cool. Yeah, you know what? Aiden, have you subscribed and liked the stream here? Is it I can I'll draw the Pink Panther. Mm. Let's see. Here, like that. That. Okay, his arms here. It's hard to tell. It's hard for me to kind of imply that we're looking at the back of someone, you know? Put this other hand over here like that. You know, this over here, and then this leg was kind of cocked up like that. That make any sense? Pose make any sense? I'm not really sure. Does that look like a pose? Can y'all see the picture in that? Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Ease fan. What's up, Cat? What's up, Lulu Dragon? It's great. Thanks, Aiden. Your hand is cramping. I'm sorry, Quelbert. Quelbert, what kind of art do you do? We have a Discord, by the way. If you want to join the Discord, share some art with us. By the way. Yes, Aiden, I could totally be your friend. That's pretty cool on Quelbert Cookie at Quelbert Cookie. Y'all go subscribe to at Quelbert Cookie YouTube. He's got apparently Quelbert has some art he shares on his page. Y'all should go check it out. Once you're done subscribing here, go subscribe to Quelbert. Not only must he be a cool dude and a great artist, he's got an awesome name. So if you're wondering, I'm just trying to like get faster and faster at drawing, you know, so I can think less and just draw more, and trying to figure out, you know, you can learn lessons about life. You know, you think every line matters and everything is set in stone. You got to know where every line goes. But sometimes you should be surprised at how far you go, you know, giving up a little control and just kind of following the art around, you know? And I want to remind you, if you're having a bad day, art is not just a way to draw pretty pictures. It's a perfect way to kind of deal with bad feelings. You know, so if you're having a bad day or you're dealing with bad feelings because of your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your parents, your wife, there's a million different reasons we deal with conflict. I want you to remember that art has this amazing power to transform negative feelings into something positive. So next time you draw, oh, what is happening? Thank you for following, Bob Ditto. 100 followers! What? No way! Yo, we just got to 100 followers on my Twitch. Very cool. Thanks for following, Bob Ditto. Congratulations on being number 100. How cool is that? Very cool. If y'all are wondering, we're also streaming on Twitch and on YouTube vertically. So if you're wondering what other chat I'm talking to, we have a couple chats running all at once. How are you, Bob Ditto? Are you an artist as well? What brings you to the chat? So yeah, there's also something in drawing where in this particular gesture expressive style where instead of doing the perfect drawing, you can kind of focus on just like lines that are fun to draw. You know, if you draw like on a sheet of paper and you just draw a bunch of lines like this, it's kind of fun. And you know, so what I'm trying to do is like, how can I do my drawing and only use the lines that like really make me happy? Like forget trying to draw the perfect picture. You know, everything doesn't have to be amazing, but like how much fun can I possibly have? You know? And I'm kind of thinking like that, like what is the most fun line that I can draw to get this point across, you know? So it's not all about just like drawing the perfect picture or drawing something that's realistic. It's also just about like maybe having some fun sometimes, you know? And then when you're done with the drawing, maybe you throw it away. You know, because when I'm done with this drawing, I'm just going to move on to another one. I might not ever see it again, but I've done like an exercise, and like just like jogging or doing other exercises, you can be a healthier person at the end of the exercise, you know? So think of art sometimes like an exercise. Do it just to get healthier because it's good for your mind, you know? Yes, I can. Hey, Aiden, you still want me to draw the Pink Panther? Thank you, Quilbert. I'm gonna check out your page, Quilbert, and I'm also gonna subscribe. See you in the morning, Aiden. Have a wonderful day. What's up, Janice? What WTF? Y'all got school? Nah, bro. We just chilling, sketching. How are you? What kind of art do you do, Babeto? What kind of stuff are you trying to learn? I will encourage you too, like, you know, instead of trying to draw the perfect drawings, especially right when you're getting started, like, remember that, you know, when you have to write your name, I don't know how you write your name, but my name is Gabe. So if my name is like this, you know, these letters are real easy for me to write, you know? So if I just keep thinking like that, you know, and we start like that, and then at some point, like those letters can now just become anything I want. So when you're drawing, I want you to think about that. I don't want you to focus on like what a lot of us do when we get started is we do this thing. You kind of draw a bunch of little lines like that to get an eye together. And like that's cool. Look, I can draw an eye like that and we can make it like realistic, you know. We can do all that. But here's the situation, like sometimes that stresses me out. What doesn't stress me out and what's always fun is expressing myself in a way that's more like this, you know? So instead of doing little lines like this while I'm drawing, I'm just never gonna pick my pencil up. I mean, every now and again I will, but most of the time I'm not even gonna pick my pencil up, you know? So I want you to think about that next time you're drawing. Instead of worrying about pretty pictures, think about how much fun you're having. Are these the lines the most fun that you could possibly have while making art? You know? So remind yourself when you're making art, like it's not about making a pretty picture all the time. Sometimes it's just about like getting your feelings out. So like there's so many times in life that are like, hey, you can't have a good time. You have to take this seriously. Everything's got to be right. Don't mess this up. But when you're making art, fortunately, it's not like that. You know? And I think we forget that. So many, when it comes to making art, we just want to make the perfect piece of art, or we want to make something that looks real, or something that looks like our mom or our grandmother. And look, I think that's all beautiful art too. But it's not the only kind of art. There are so many different kinds of art, so many different kinds of ways to make art. And like I really think the best art is not the most realistic. The best art I think is the art that has the most expression. Like if you can write your name, your signature in a way that nobody can write your signature like you, there's probably a way that you can draw with those same lines where nobody can draw a picture like you either. And there's a uniqueness in that. And if everybody's drawing realistic pictures, um then every single drawing looks exactly the same, and how boring would that be? you know so keep in mind that we're making a signature. So when you're creating, you're not just um making realism, you're also like showing people who you are just through the lines that you draw. And I like to think if I'm having fun while I'm making the lines, that you're gonna have fun watching me make the lines, or you're gonna have fun looking at the piece of art. Why are you drawing on two separate cameras? I mean, your YouTube stream is a separate camera. What do you mean? Are you drawing on two separate cameras? You mean two streams? I'm streaming on. I'm confused. What do you mean, Babetto? Oh, because I have a vertical stream on YouTube as well. We're restreaming on YouTube, on Twitch, and we're also on YouTube horizontal and vertical. Is that what you mean? And also, like, if you see, like, I'm resizing these drawings to give them some nice room around the top and the bottom to kind of give them some room to breathe. What's up, Kinger? I'm just using Photoshop, but I can use anything. Usually I just use a pencil and a sheet of paper. Posted. Calling the cops on him. What's up, girl? T8S? Who you calling the cops on? That's cool, Quilbert. RP Janice, dude, you're literally my inspiration. Thank you, Klinger. That's very Kinger. Did you like the stream and subscribe to the channel? I would appreciate it if you did. So yeah, so just try to is that what you mean, Babito, about the extra cameras? I hope my stream isn't messed up. Yeah, be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the channel. Let me check, make sure my stream looks okay. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, all right. We're looking for some more poses that aren't too terribly difficult. Okay, let's try this. Thank you, Janice. Hey, Sylvia. Beautiful name. Aiden, yo, I thought you were leaving. You want me to draw the Pink Panther still? Thanks for subscribing. You want me to draw the Pink Panther? Let me ask you this. Do you have a Venmo? Did I already ask you? Oh, jeez. A lot easier to get these requests on if you got a Venmo. Whoops. Okay, all right, all right. Okay, did I already draw this pose? Well, I didn't like that line too much, but like that. Oh, how are we gonna do that? Maybe we just don't. That foot need to come back a little further. That fix it. Okay, let's move her face this away. Something like that. What do we think? Do we see something there? Just subscribed and made me leave the live. Huh. Obito's multi-watching? That's my guy. On your Twitch screen sharing, showing your face, and on YouTube, just recording your stream on your phone, I'm guessing. Well, actually, we have 3 streams, Babito. We've got 2 horizontals. We've got a horizontal Twitch stream, horizontal YouTube stream, and a vertical YouTube stream. Yeah, the vertical YouTube stream, sometimes people rather the vertical algorithm rather than the horizontal. And some people want the first class seats. By the way, if any of y'all are chilling here in the vertical, you can go to the horizontal stream and you can see me right here. But you have to click on the horizontal stream either on Twitch or on YouTube. If you just click on my name. Yeah. So that's where Bobito came from. Bobito? Bob Detto. I'm sorry. I keep calling you Bobito. Alright, I guess I could have turned the music down. It don't matter. Alright, so let's keep scratching away, y'all. We'll do another 10 minutes maybe. Sometimes I feel lonely because I got 2 brothers and no sisters. I'm sorry. Well, you know what's good for loneliness is art, you know? Janice, if you're feeling lonely and have some time to yourself, try to do some drawing. You know, and it's not just drawing. Maybe your art is you said my name right. I'm sorry. Bob Detto. I got it now. Sorry that I mispronounced your name. But Janice, yeah, you know, and it might not be art, you know, it might not be drawing. You know, you might, if you're feeling lonely, you're feeling down, you're having a tough day, uh maybe try writing a poem about it, or writing a story about it. Or some people are filmmakers and they make movies when they're feeling bad or lonely. That's the beautiful thing about art, is it's more than just pretty pictures. It's what we call self-expression. And self-expression is an amazing way that you can take feeling lonely or sad or negative and turn it into something positive. And that's what the beautiful thing about art is. So if you are feeling bad or you feel alone, we don't have to, because art is proof that you're not alone. We all feel a little sad. We all feel a little lonely from time to time. And I think that's why the universe gave us art, you know, because you can take art and you can take negativity and you can turn it into something positive. And I think we forget that sometimes. We think it's all about making pretty pictures, but sometimes it's just about making yourself feel better, you know? And you got to think about like exercise. People go for a jog or they go work out to get physically healthy. Well, I think sometimes you do mental exercises, and one of those mental exercises is art. So instead of worrying about making a pretty picture, worry about being healthier on the other side of it. Yeah, I draw with my cat all the time. Oh, look at Quelbert Cookie over here with the double viewing. Welcome, welcome to first class, Quelbert. Welcome to first class. Holy shit, Bob Detto. Excuse my language, you're triple viewing. We got Bob Detto on both horizontals and the vertical. Oh, wait. No, no, we don't see him. You got to make it over to the vertical, Bob Detto. You got to make it over to the vertical, Bob Detto. Y'all, if you're in the chat right now and you're hanging out with me, be sure and like the stream, subscribe to the channel. If you're an artist, take a second and tell the chat a little bit about the art you make. I'm sure everybody would love to hear about it. What kind of art do you make? Do you draw? Do you paint? Um, Let us know. Okay. Gotta do another one. What time is it? We got another 10 minutes, we said. So I try to put like where the head will be and then where the bottom will be, just so I can figure out. And then maybe try to place in the shoulders here. This particular drawing is pretty tough, and he's like got his arms crossed. You know, I try to like build the structure and the gesture at the same time. So like I'm thinking about elbows and fingers, but I'm also like consciously moving my pencil around really fast and in a nice rhythm. And here's what happens, and I'm sure it happens to you too. Like right before I start drawing or when I start drawing, I have this little voice in my head and it says, you're not going to be very good at this. This is going to look bad. That line doesn't look right. And at some point, I just have to like actively tell that little voice, hey, I'm not really worried about what you think right now. I'm just trying to make art. And just like you have to actively learn how to draw realistically, I think you have to actively teach yourself to draw expressively. And I think one of those steps is doesn't happen in the paper, but it happens in your head. Now you got that editor, you got that voice that says you're not good enough, you're not perfect, that line is ugly. Stop. And you can actively learn to just tell that voice in your head, like, hey, I appreciate you sometimes, but now is not the time. I'm in the middle of making art, and luckily, um, I don't need that voice right now. I need that voice so many times in my life, but this is a point where I'm going to exercise having that editor voice sit back, and I'm just going to make art, you know? And I think there's a lesson there to learn where the world's a better place just because art exists in it. It doesn't even have to be good art or beautiful art. It could be ugly art or bad art. It could be art that you just throw away. but just by that art existing, the world is a better place. And I think that there's a lesson that we learn from ourselves being here, make the world a better place. And you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be beautiful. You don't have to put all the lines in the right place. You can make mistakes. You know, life can be tough, just like making art can be tough. But don't forget that just because you exist, you're making the world better. So don't thank you for existing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the world with us. Don't forget that. And art is the same way. It's just beautiful that the world has art in it, you know? And each one of us individually are part of that same magic. You know, and I think that art is a way of saying, "Hey, look at me. I'm realizing that I exist in this world with other people." And I think as art is a way of like showing people how you feel, you know? And it's really tough. There's not a lot of parts of life where you can show people how you feel. You know, like literally, like here is these lines express what I'm thinking right now, where my mind is at, what I'm looking at, you know? Hey, dancer is art. Art is dance. Dance is definitely art. Thank you, Leah. Butt banana. Oh, welcome to the chat. Go get some snacks, Janice. I tell you, dancer is art. Art is dance. So when you're finished, you suppose do you erase it? I just hide it and make another layer. What type of dancing do you do? Jazz dance? I'm a jazz guitarist. By the way, I make jazz music also. All right, y'all, just a couple more. But I want to remind y'all that, like, you know, sometimes you might have a bad day, you know, because we all have bad days, and part of living life and part of being an artist is sometimes like you have feelings and they can get overwhelming. And I just want to remind you that, you know, one of the beautiful things about art is that you can take overwhelming feelings or you can take bad thoughts and you can transform them into something positive. Because art is something really beautiful and positive. And when you're feeling bad and you're feeling negative and maybe you got some kind of conflict in your life because of school or maybe from work. Maybe you've gotten into an argument with someone you love, a friend, or your parents, you know. Um, and I want you to remember that when you have these terrible feelings or you're dealing with conflict in your life, and sometimes we have conflict in our life just because it's within ourselves, you know. Maybe you have a bad mental health day. Uh, maybe you're feeling sick, you know. There's so many ways that we deal with conflict in our lives, and I want to remind you that when you're dealing with conflict in your life and you are having a bad day or you're having anxiety or maybe you're depressed, that you can express yourself through art and through creativity, and it's a superpower that you have. You are a superhero because you can transform negative feelings, negative thoughts, and negative energy into something positive. And you can do that through art. So next time you're feeling bad or you're dealing with some conflicts, you're not alone. And you don't have to take those conflicts out on your friends or your family. Don't take those conflicts out on yourself. Don't take those conflicts out on yourself. Don't take it out on yourself. Don't take it out on your community. Don't take it out on your friends. Don't take it out on your family. When you start dealing with all that conflict, you can go sit in a room with a sheet of paper alone and draw a picture. You can write a story. You can start a novel. You can make a movie. You can write a poem about your bad day, about your bad feelings. And you'll feel better. And not only will you feel better, but when people see what you're doing, they're going to be inspired to do the same thing. And like being inspired or inspiring someone is some of the most amazing things that you can do. And as an artist, you have that superpower to not only inspire people, but you make that transformation of negative things into positive things. And if we all can do a little bit of just transforming all the negativity in life into positivity, we can make the world better, one drawing at a time. So I want you to remember, next time you're dealing with conflicts, next time things get overwhelming, maybe you're depressed, or maybe you got some news you're not sure what to deal with, or whatever the conflicts are. They come from our lives in so many different ways, but conflicts are natural. You're getting overwhelmed and you don't know what to do with those feelings. All it takes is a sheet of paper and a pencil, and you can draw about those feelings. You can write a story about those feelings. You can start the next great film. You can do a dance about those feelings. But I want you to remember that that's something that you can do. You're that kind of person. You can inspire other people, and you're going to give them the permission to express their feelings through art. And that permission structure is important. Physical, artable representation of emotions, characters. Exactly, Quelbert. Quelbert says art is any form of physical or audible representation of emotions or characters. Any kind of self-expression. Any way that you can express yourself. And remember, sometimes art isn't about a beautiful picture. It's only about the expression. Like, I'm just going to draw a picture because my emotions are asking me to. And nobody needs to like the picture. Nobody needs to see the picture. Nobody even needs to know the picture exists. But maybe just drawing that picture helps me deal with something I have feelings about, something I'm having trouble understanding in myself. And there's so many things you can learn about life. Like, you think every decision all the time matters. And when you start to draw, especially expressively, you start to realize that every line might not matter all the time. And it's actually a combination. Oh, look at this. It's actually a combination of lines, a repetition of lines. It's about showing up every day. So not every one of these lines matters. You just put some lines down. Some of them matter and some of them don't. And I think that's how life is. Like, you think everything is so important, but sometimes you realize looking back that all the lines aren't important, you know? And that even if you give yourself a really hard time, you're telling yourself every line has to be perfect, every decision you have to make is right, that it doesn't matter. Sometimes you just have to show up and be you. And I think you can learn lessons about life from drawing. There's lessons in art. When you sit alone with a sheet of paper and a pencil and you write a story, or you draw a picture, or you learn a dance, or you learn to make a film, or maybe you're a photographer, you start to learn about life. There's so many life lessons that you can learn alone with a sheet of paper and a pencil. And I think that comes from self-expression. You've got to allow yourself some grace. You got to allow yourself some room to make mistakes. You got to you got to learn to tell yourself it's okay to make mistakes, and I'm sorry. And there's so many times in life where we need to be hard on ourselves. Things need to be perfect and everything needs, but luckily for us, art isn't one of those things. And in art, you can just scribble on a sheet of paper and maybe it becomes something and maybe it doesn't. But the important part is that you feel better. It's an exercise. So when you're out jogging and you're done jogging, you're a healthier person when you're done because you did an exercise. And sometimes art is that way too. It's not about drawing the most beautiful picture. It's about I'm going to become a better person. I'm going to learn a little bit about what's important and what's not important, things I can let go. I'm going to learn about being nice to myself, allowing myself to make mistakes. Let me look at the chat, y'all. I love to see how chatting and being nice to each other. What's up, Stephen Frederick? What's up, Savage? Draw very well. I get lots of inspiration or draw from a picture, but I can never draw from my own brain. How do I get better at that? To get a better vision and turning nothing into something. Savage Pancake, what a wonderful question. That is a great, great question. Quilbert says, anyway, I'm going to find another drawing stream. Have fun. Thanks for hanging out, Quilbert. Be sure and like and subscribe and come back and hang out with us again. Also, if you're just joining the stream, be sure and like the stream and subscribe to the channel. I sure would appreciate it. Savage Pancake. Here's what I would say. You want to learn how to draw things from your own imagination. Here's the first step. All right, are you with me, Savage Pancake? You just scribble. Just scribble something, okay? And we're going to play the cloud game because all of us can see a picture in the cloud, right? So if I scribble this on the piece of paper, can you see anything? Anybody in the chat? Does anybody in the chat see anything from the scribble? Because I didn't draw anything. I just scribbled. Let me try again. Does anybody see anything in that scribble? Madison, what did you see? How about this new scribble? Do you see anything here? Savage Pancake, can you see anything there? Oh, you saw a goose. I'm sorry that I accidentally deleted it. I did see it too. Do you see something in this one, Madison? I'm sorry, I accidentally deleted it. You see a guy singing with his mouth open. Okay, so let's finish that. So we got a guy here singing with his mouth open, right? Blah. Put a microphone here, right? So check it out, Savage. Who came up with this picture? Who came up with this picture right now? Savage, me or you? So if we start again, Madison said she saw a frog. You know? I can't remember exactly what frogs look like right now. But something like this, maybe? Maybe it's a girl frog. See? So the truth is, Savage, that you have no problems coming up with original images. What you have a problem doing is allowing yourself to do an expressive line. So next time you want to draw something, original image, don't set out to draw anything. And this takes just as much practice as drawing realism stuff. Thanks for subbing, Savage. Also, if you're joining the thing, be sure and like the stream and also subscribe. I'd appreciate it. So check this out, Savage. Next time, don't draw anything. Let's try this again. Okay, and everybody in the chat can play. Does anybody see anything here? Do you see anything here? Oh, tomorrow I won't be on live stream. Sorry if you're going to be the live stream. Well, it's okay, Madison. Be sure and like the stream and subscribe. What do you think, chat? Are we seeing anything in this scribble? You can see a cowboy, huh? Love it. Okay, don't tell us any more of your personal information, Madison, but thank you for being so conversational. Do you see anything, Savage Pancake? So maybe you see a cowboy like this is a lasso. So maybe he's got like a cowboy hat here or something like that. This is his lasso, right? Something like that. Yeah, it's okay. Savage. It's understandable and it's not a bad trait. But just like it takes a lot of time to draw things perfectly, it takes a lot of time to draw things expressively. You have to actively give yourself room to make mistakes. So this is what happens. Okay, so look, if you don't see anything, let's add some more lines. What about now? Do you see something now? But see, Savage, what you have to do, if you have to practice turning that part of your brain off that says, um, why are you doing this? Or this isn't good enough, or I don't know what we're drawing. And like set out with no intention to draw anything specifically. And you just want to put some lines on the paper. Then, just like looking at an image in the clouds, you want to try to see an image in the scribbles. And then you just draw that picture. Pelican head at the top there. Okay. Patrick from SpongeBob. So a pelican, so maybe like this. Something like that. Is that the bird you saw? But you see what I'm saying, Patrick? And that might not even be the bird you saw, but you see what I'm saying? Like sometimes you can you can find an image in the clouds, so to speak. So instead of feeling like you have to make it up, like some of it is just already there on the sheet of paper for you, you know? So next time you want to draw something out of your imagination, instead of thinking that you have to just close your eyes and see something in your mind, put something on a sheet of paper. Watch, let me show you this. What do you see? What do you see? Found another guy that just splashes black paint onto a canvas, draws the monsters and dragons from random. Oh yeah, I've seen him. He's awesome. He's got a huge YouTube channel. Yeah, he's awesome. Great. You see an alien with three eyes? Let's do another one. Yeah, my page is tiny. I just started my YouTube channel, so please like the stream and subscribe to the channel. See, there's certain things where like you're always gonna see a face. It's called pareidolia. Pareidolia. And it means anytime you put similar shapes together, we'll see a face. You know? And you want to ask yourself, how far can we push that face, you know? And then once you can start to see the face every time, thank you, Madison. You're very kind too. And once you can start to see something in a face in every one of your scribbles, you can try other things. You know, let's try, a person. Can you see a person there? Exactly. When you see faces in clouds and rocks, see, you're just proving over and over that you do have the imagination to draw from. You just have to practice getting your imagination to the paper, and sometimes it's going to take just scribbling first and not thinking of what you're drawing right when you start. Let's try a couple more. Okay, everybody in the chat, if you see something, tell me what it is. Can anybody see something in that scribble? Can you show a picture of your cat? Oh, hell yeah. I don't quite. Can you help explain a little more, Savage? Oh, I see. I see. That's why I was confused. Okay, what about this new one? Oh, the cat was for Madison. What's up, Janice? Okay, like a random plant. I like that. So like maybe we do something like that. Beautiful. Good call, Savage. Madison, he's a boy. He's a boy. He's a boy. But Savage, do you have Discord, Savage? We have a Discord that goes with the channel, where some of the viewers, the chatters, share their art. But do you understand, Savage, who came up with this picture here, me or you? Oh, I see. Who came up with this idea here, Savage, me or you? You see what I'm saying? So you could do this at home. You don't need me. You can go home. Let's keep going. Let's keep playing. We'll just do a couple more minutes, and then I got to get out of here, y'all. Be sure you like the stream and subscribe to the channel. It sure would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get my channel up. I've only got 660 subscribers, and I'm trying to get to 1,000. I sure would appreciate it. That's why there's not many people in the chat, because it's a brand new channel. So please subscribe to the channel. I sure would appreciate it. If you can like the chat here, you can also subscribe to the channel. Okay, so let's play another one. All right, chat. What do you see? Does anybody see anything? Look at it like you're looking at cloud. Hey, Madison. Yeah, can I hear what you're saying? No, I can't hear you. How would I possibly be able to hear you? So tell me, chat, does anybody see anything? Mostly you, Savage. You the one with the great imagination. What you see? Anybody joining the chat? Be sure and like the stream right here and be sure and subscribe to the channel. We're playing the cloud game. Can you see anything in this scribble right here? If you can, tell me in the chat. Thank you, Savage. Oh, that's cool. Very cool, Savage. Does anybody see anything in this picture here, in this scribble? Think of it like a cloud. Nobody sees anything. We'll try another scribble. Maybe we'll try to add to it. Okay, well, good. I appreciate the honesty. Let's try to add some more lines and see if something else comes out. What about now? Are you seeing anything now, Savage? In the game we're playing, y'all, is I'm just randomly putting scribbles on a sheet of paper, and then I'm trying to decide if I see something in those scribbles afterwards. And the kind of scribbles that I'm using, I want you to do scribbles that are fun, kind of like when you write your name, you know? It's like you use those kind of lines. And that's the kind of lines I want to use when I'm scribbling on a piece of paper. To the right. See a guy to the... Okay, I see it, I see it. So you're saying like these are pupils here. Maybe there's a nose here. Like that. Is that what you see? Something like that. Great job again, Savage. Hey, dude, I'm proud of you. You came in here. What's up, Silly Rory? And you said that you were worried that, or you were having trouble with your imagination. And dude, you have a wonderful imagination. Check this out, because I was seeing something like this. You know, and he's got like a hat on with like a flower in his hair. Yeah, I was seeing somebody like that. Silly Rory, be sure and like the stream, subscribe to the channel. I sure would appreciate it. All right, let's try something new. So, Chad, this is the game we're playing. Think of it almost like we're looking in the cloud. Do you see anything in these scribbles? We're playing an imagination game, a self-expression imagination game. What do you think? Does anybody see anything, chat? Be sure to like the stream and subscribe to the channel, please. I see open can with a buzz saw. I see open can and open can with a buzz saw. And an eye. You're seeing all kind of stuff. Okay, all right. You've the student has now become the teacher. But Savage, tell me, did the conversation that we had about finding your imagination in the scribbles instead of just trying to close your imagination and see it in your mind? Do you see how that you can put the scribbles on the sheet of paper and use it almost like an image in the clouds to spark your imagination? Okay, silly Rory. Well, you're definitely silly. I love it. All right, so we're gonna do a couple more figures and then I'm gonna get out of here. Yeah. I sure appreciate y'all being here. And I want to remind you that I'm scribbling lines that are fun for me to draw, and I'm being expressive with it because art is not always about how beautiful you can draw, but sometimes it's about how much of your emotions you can put into the lines that you draw. And I think we have to practice being nice to ourselves and practice allowing ourselves to have fun. There's so many times in life where we try to be perfect and you don't have to be when making art. And I think you practice not taking certain parts of art seriously, knowing that like you can have fun, you can make mistakes and still make something beautiful. And I think you can learn that from making art. You can sit alone in a room with a sheet of paper and you can teach yourself about emotions and what's important and what's not important. And art is amazing in that way. And I don't want you to forget that. So it's not always just about drawing pretty pictures. And I think it's just as hard drawing a realistic picture as it is drawing a self-expressive, you know? And I feel you. Like there's so much of art is like not just and you can learn like you sit down and you have a little part of your brain like you're gonna this is what everyone does. You start to draw and you're like, oh that was bad. Oh that was bad. Oh that was bad. Oh that was bad. And the thing is like every one of those lines was a beautiful piece of art that I didn't let come to fruition. Every single one of those lines could have been a piece of art that changed somebody's life. And sometimes you just have to put the lines down and not care whether they're the right lines or the wrong lines. You just need to say thank you to yourself because the art exists. And I think that can be more important than the perfect piece of art. Is just the fact that you've given yourself permission to put it down in a way that it will come out and not feel like I have to make this art just like this or this has to be perfect like this, you know? And I think you could do that too. Just take some time to allow yourself to just express yourself by making art when you're having a bad day, a bad week. We all deal with different kinds of conflicts in our life. Maybe, and life is about having conflict, and when you start to draw, you start to have little conflicts with yourself that says, oh, you're stupid, you're dumb, that's not good enough. And you tell yourself, it's fine, that none of these single lines matter. I'm just going to draw, and at the end of the picture, we can decide whether it's good or bad, And then your brain says, "Oh yeah, you're not good enough to make art like that," And then you just got to keep saying, "That's not true. I'm just gonna keep drawing, and it's gonna say those lines look bad, and you just got to keep going and saying." It doesn't matter if those lines look bad. I want to draw and I want to have a good time and your body and your mind's just going to keep trying to stop you, and before you know it you might have a drawing, you know but if you didn't take time to practice giving yourself permission, if you didn't take time to allow yourself to be expressive, you wouldn't get there. And I think that takes as much love and as much talent and as much practice as drawing something photorealistic. And I also think that if you're always making everything photorealistic, then everything looks the same. And we want to make art that looks like our art. You know? All right, Joe, I gotta get out of here. We've been streaming for a while. I appreciate you being here. If you haven't heard it recently, I love you. Proud of you. You can become a better person and a better artist every day. Keep that up. Be sure and like the stream, subscribe to the channel. See you soon. Here, I don't know if the vertical, if y'all could see. You want to see? Check it out. We also have a horizontal stream, and it looks like this. And this is me. The next time y'all want to, be sure and check it out. We have a vertical stream and a horizontal stream. So if you want to check it out, like, subscribe.